This is an eBay find, not fine. Though I feel like I was fined. I didn't pay that much for it. Because this is so we have well, I mean, okay, maybe I'm making too much of it. It's for like 12 years and up, so I'm not expecting a lot. Okay, but it's yeah, 12 years and up. So 50 cards, 100 questions. So, this is how big the cards are. So, 2 questions for a card. I'm glad I didn't pay more than $7 for this. I feel like I've been taken already. So let's look at the quality of the questions of the cards, and I don't feel so snippy about it if I know it's just for like 12-year-olds up to 12. Wait a minute. 12 plus years. Okay. All right, I'll try to, I brought up 12 years old before. Most of what I do what I'm doing here is from my 12-year-old self. So, okay, let's give it a go. Okay. So Joe Chill. Now, this was never a big thing in the Batman books that I was raised on, whoever the killer was, because by the time year 1 came out, the killer got away, right? And that seemed to motivate the post-crisis Batman. And then well, who knows? I lose track of what happened but I'm guessing the new 52 Batman, even because they were influenced by those Batman movies at the time with the Heath Ledger. Who did that? That doesn't matter. I can't remember. Ooh, look at the light. Anyway, so one of the movies, the Batman Begins movie, then the killer was revealed to be like Joe Chill or Joe something. And in the Tim Burton Batman, wasn't it the Joker? Jack Napier? Is that what they gave it a name? So, yeah, that's where I'm coming from. So these questions, the answers are right on the bottom. So there's not even the enjoyment of waiting and then flipping. So, oh, well, how nice. I'm kind of glad I didn't even have the clue. So, Joe Chill. All right, I don't know if I have anything to add to that. I'm just trying to see how snarky I want to be on these questions and see if I have been had. But, again, we're unlike all the Trek questions I get, right? We don't have we have the serious Batman and the Wonder Woman questions and all the Marvel cards. I've been satisfied overall. But where are the rest of the DC cards? Is it that bad over at DC that we can't even? It's just Wonder Woman and Batman. That's what DC is now. That's a shame. All right, let's see what's next. How many cards should we do? How many questions do I usually do in a few minutes? Like 6, so let's do 3 cards. Hey, it's a nice mixed bunch. So we know the leader of the Inhumans is Black Bolt. I don't think we've discussed the Inhumans. I haven't noticed any Inhuman questions in those Marvel cards, both from 93 and 2003, that I've been reading all this time. So that's nice. So what's in my headspace about Black Bolt? Black Bolt's one of those characters because he cannot speak. And hey, and before I get into it, I enjoyed the televised version of the Inhumans. I really don't understand what the issue was with it. So if you have the D+, go and watch it. It's got Captain Pike, right? Captain Pike's Black Bolt, and all he does is express himself with his eyes. Quite a bit. Yeah, that's Black Bolt. Now here's a beat on Black Bolt. This goes back. I'm blanking on his name. Who's the Cape Fear's the movie. It had Nick Nolte in it, and it had the other actor that everyone knows from like The Godfather Part 2 and Goodfellas. What's his name? Robert. This is like a basic question that I should know. Anyway, De Niro. It had De Niro in it. It's Cape Fear, like 1990, 1991. And De Niro played the killer guy. And I don't think I've seen Cape Fear since I maybe saw it in the theater. Because, look at. Sorry, I wanted to get back to. There we go. Anyway, yeah, Cape Fear. So the first scene where we see Robert De Niro's character in Cape Fear. Go watch that scene again and look. And he's in the prison and he's probably doing like pull-ups or something, or I don't know what he's doing, some kind of exercising. But he's got some photos taped to the wall behind him, and I think one of them's Stalin. This is supposed to be about you're learning. They put that stuff in the background so it gives the viewer some sense of the personality of this person, and Stalin and all these bad guys. But then Black Bolt's there. He's got a little cutout, like a magazine cutout picture of Black Bolt. I don't even know who was in the production on the production staff that said I'm going to put Black Bolt in here because this guy reminds me. So I've never gotten over that. And yes, that is my only takeaway from the movie Cape Fear. That Black Bolt shows up in the background when we first see Robert De Niro playing killer guy in Cape Fear. Now, I haven't done a search online or looked at it. I'm sure somebody's done something about Black Bolt and Cape Fear. But that's my takeaway. So that is my Inhuman story. Now, I did a previous show where I showed my Inhumans run from like 2000 that had the first appearance of the blonde Black Widow, whose name escapes me, who's current, who was doing the Hawkeye show. She was on the Hawkeye. Anyway, the answer is Black Bolt. Like, we didn't kind of know that. This gets closer to some of the 1977 book questions, doesn't it? It just, these are, and it's using Comic Sans. I didn't even take the time to express why we all hate Comic Sans. Anyway, that's nice. This just has everything and nothing, doesn't it? All right, well. They're so big. This reminds me of like the math cards I had in grade school. Maybe the math cards were a little bit bigger, but this is overdone. What am I going to do with this? This is too big. Well, the whole point here is to complicate these questions, right? Because yes, as if no one already knew that I was going to complicate it because I'm like, Clark Kent from when? Sorry, noise is happening above me. It's happened in time with the cats upstairs. Are we Smallville Clark Kent? Because that's not, well, it was Smallville in the TV show eventually, right? But initially, it was Lana Lang, all right? So, at what, we're not specific on what point of his life, but there. And let's talk about Diana Wonder Woman, because in some Elseworlds, that happens too. I don't know what to say about Lois Lane or Wonder Woman. My default Superman run is the John Byrne run from, again, 1996 to it ends when he kills General Zod from the Pocket Universe created in Legion of Superheroes when they needed to find a way to deal with Superboy after Crisis. But that's worth a read. And maybe I'll go into depth with it more of some other time. But that's a book I often just flip through. Now, folks, I think the John Byrne run of Wonder Woman, people always, I don't know what's really wrong with it, but just because it was written in 1986, everybody wants to just clump it in with Reaganism, and I don't really know if that influence is there or not. I'll have to reread some of those past articles about it. I don't know if I saw it, but I'll have to explore that further. All right. No, I haven't been watching the new Superman and Lois run on the TV. I think I started it. That's an episode where, for some reason, the Wi-Fi router was in the barn. I don't know if I ever got over that. I mean, I get that's stupid, but maybe I'll pick it up one of these days. What's our next basic question here? Do you want me to read it out loud for you? If you're in the kitchen and you're just listening, you need to make sure that the burner's off. You don't want to leave that uncovered, right? Or you're just watching the. Anyway, which of Flash's enemies uses reflections and deception to fool his opponents? Right, here's my problem. Well, I don't want to just gripe. I have no reason to gripe. I'm glad all versions of Flash exist. And the first season of the CW Flash is a great view. From where I'm standing right now, I don't think the show ever got better after that. It had some potential. We were all geeked out about Jay Garrick showing up in season 2, but it turned out not to be Jay Garrick, and then I was kind of gone after that. That took me out of it immediately. I still watched it for a few years, and it just didn't work. I'm not bashing it. Again, I'm glad it exists. It was probably for an audience kind of that's not me, but I appreciate it. So there. And what I'm trying to get at is I don't remember what they did. Oh, I kind of remember the Mirror Master now. They did a couple beats with that in the CW show. And honestly, I can't. My fallback on Flash is the end of the Barry Allen run up to Crisis, pre-85. So the Trial of the Flash, and it's always Carmine Infantino's art with those later Flash runs. It's just so kind of boxy and stretchy. It has a uniqueness, and I always love Infantino's later work because it's Infantino. And it's always a lot of fun. And again, most of the post-Crisis stuff I did read, and Wally West is a great Flash too. And I don't know what's happened or what's going on at the time, but I stopped Flash after Mark Waid's run because about that time I was kind of weaning off the comics and whatnot. But it's a fun read, and I hear great things about Jeff Johns' run, but I never quite got around to it. So yeah, that's my long springboard from a Mirror Master question. And if it's not Mirror Master, I don't know how I can't live it down, but I don't have to. Well, I'm getting more out of these than I thought when I first opened them. That's why I came down here, without thinking, just to do a little show. Let's try one more to get our 6 in. And I got to be careful with this, but it's not like we didn't see the answer to this coming. Okay, so here's my Krypton story. Well, I'm gonna expand it into a Superman the movie story. Here's what's going on. So here's how so Superman the Christopher Reeve movie comes out in '78, and I'm like 2 years old for most of 1978. Am I? Yeah, I'm born in October '75, so that. Yeah, it's not complicated math, Dave. I don't know what's wrong with me. So anyway, I get the movie later, but I love with so much of it were English actors, and I'm thinking of I'm blanking on the name, but the dude who played Zod, right? Or even Brando. No, let's just start with Brando because he called it Krypton, right? It was Krypton, the planet Krypton, not Krypton, Krypton. I love it. So it's always a Krypton. What are we doing? Krypton's going to explode. Where's Krypton? Krypton's here. I love it. So it's Krypton. All right, I got to stop saying it. But here's my other story. The phrase in Superman the movie that Zod yells at Jor-El, Marlon Brando. No. This is Superman 2. Sorry, hey, I'm putting the pieces together right now. Give me a minute. Okay, so in Superman 2, when Zod finds out that the Superman is Kal-El, the son of our jailer, right? Ah, the son of our jailer. They said that a lot. So my kid brain, with the Midwest U.S. accent and all, interprets the phrase "the son of our jailer" into the son of Al-Jayla. So I'm like, who is Al-Jayla? I've never heard of this Al-Jayla person. Where do we find her or him or whatever? So it was, I never could figure out the phrase until much later in life. It's Al-Jayla is not a person. So I'm spelling it like A-L-J-A, Al-Jayla, J-A-Y-A, Al-Jayla, A-L, maybe a hyphen, I don't know, Jayla, like J-A-L-Y-A, the son of Al-Jayla. Try it at home. And it was the son of our jailer. And yeah, so that's what I learned from the Superman movies. So thanks, basic question about Krypton. Now, Krypton first shows up in the old-timey radio shows, which I got to say are a lot of fun to listen to. And here they are. Here's the Superman radio shows. I don't know if you can still get these. I can't imagine that they're still in print, but they have like 3 or 4 episodes on each disc. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the episodes are about 15 minutes each. And they are mostly sponsored, and there were like 3 different sets. There's this one and the other ones I'm not going to bring out, but it's a Superman, Batman, and then Superman versus the Atom Man. Oh, now I'm going to have to bring them out. Superman, Batman team up set, right? And this is the Superman versus Atom Man. And then now this storyline was the basis of the serial. You know, the old-timey radio, not radio serial, but the movie serial, like the Flash Gordon type serials, which you can also find on the DVDs. And I don't have it, but I saw it once at a discount bookstore, and I'm always regretting not picking it up, but they had the entire transcripts of all these shows all together. So that's the old-time radio. I'm still kind of a fan of that. And I only mention that because Krypton's first appearance is in the radio show. So much comes out of the radio show that we take for granted when we think about Superman. As well as the Bat's Cave that came out of the 1941 movie serial. That's where the Springboard takes us from the... Hey, I thought I'd be done like 2 minutes ago, or 5 minutes ago. All right, Krypton. I'm going to go here pretty soon. How many? Okay, so this is the last question on the card, and we'll call it a day. Oh, wow. So I've been stumped. I don't know this one. Who had the curse of the Kordax? I'm going to go, this has to be a Marvel question, because I'm still weak on Marvel. Curse of the Kordax. I don't know. Wow. All right, so I'm not feeling the way I initially did when I opened up this box of questions. So they're gonna go into rotation with the Marvel cards from 2000, with all the other things I'm doing for the comic book trivia quiz Springboard. Kordax. Curse of the... It's not related to Ted Cord. That would be Blue Beetle stuff. Kordax. I'm going to kick myself when I figure it out. I don't know. I don't know why Iron Fist comes to mind. I'm thinking it's one of those Marvel, like, non-superhero... Is it Doctor Strange? I don't know. Wow. All right. Well, 12 and up, huh? There we go. No idea. And you know what? That's okay, because no one really reads a lot of Aquaman. Even when they want to read Aquaman, no one. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you'd like to tell me different. Yeah, I still this still doesn't ring. But you can tell me it's Aquaman, and I'll believe you. But I still have no idea. I couldn't even read Peter David's run of Aquaman, and I've tried to read everything Peter David does. You know, this is when '96 Aquaman had the like hook on his hand, and I remember I tried to read the. It was a 4-issue miniseries that came out in '86. Aquaman in a big blue ocean outfit. I don't remember anything about that. My first exposure didn't come out right. First was introduced to Aquaman in the Adventure Comics run, because I was in with the Justice Society stories. And that was Jim Aparo's art. And I just recently ordered like the 3-volume edition of that. I don't know when it's going to get here. But Curse of the Kordax. Okay, Aquaman. So is this like related to Ocean Master or something? We won't know. And again, I'm going to go do my search and put it in the description box to have my source wall sources. And drops. So, okay, comic book trivia brought to you by, I don't even know who made this. Professor Puzzle USA in Chicago. So go see the good folks at Professor Puzzle. Looks like this is 4/20, 2020? I don't know. But there we are. Put your comic book knowledge to test with this pocket. Quit focus. I'm gonna put this one up as my thumbnail, because why not? I guess that's time for me to go. So to be continued.